orange light, glowing brightly and moving quickly from the southwest headed northeast.
What is that?
Whatever that was captured in this video by Kyle resident Sal Sanchez.
And I was recording it the whole time, just thinking, what is this thing?
This was taken late last month, but it's not the first or only time he's seen it. The first time was in January.
It looks like a fireball, but with no noise.
Though he doesn't have it on video, he says this Sunday night was the most dramatic.
Lights show like you wouldn't believe. I mean, you'd have to have been here to see it. One right after another.
Sanchez says from what he's seen and heard or not heard, there's no way it's a drone.
So many videos that are out there that depict the same thing that I've been seeing.
We decided to reach out to UFO Jane.
I've been doing this for over 10 years. I've seen a lot.
A Texas ufologist who started documenting UFO sightings across the state online.
This video intrigued me. I first thought, well, maybe this is a Chinese lantern, but it is definitely not. It doesn't. The video's for over a minute. The light is solid the whole time.
She says she can't rule out a drone, but she also can't say for certain that it is.
I can say that people have seen objects like this, before 2006.
Which is when drones were first allowed to fly in civilian airspace. So for now, it's a mystery in more ways than one.
If it is something that is not from this world, why here in Kaya? Why would it be here?
All right, Shalom. This is Hara One by Nyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, Layahawa, by Hashem Hawashai, by Hashem Harakakodash Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. And shalom to you, Akim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. I'm going to start off with this lesson because you had a lot of events happening in the sky this past month, all right? And as you know, it's like two new moons in the same month this year in April. All right, I think a new moon comes in April, the last day of April in the evening, 30th or 31st. Now, brother in this camp, Zariah, he sent this picture to our camp chat a few days ago. I'm going to put this up real quick. All right, just the other day, you had the stars lined up. All right, the moon, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. That's what Esau calls them, but they have, the Lord has given names to everything he created in the kingdom. We're going to learn those names, all right? And you can find a couple of the names in the Hebrew and the moon and stuff like that. Now, but, yeah, everything lined up. And spiritually, this would be a sign of our deliverance, that the Most High is lining everything up. All right, you know how they say when the stars align, that means everything working out for you. All right, so the Lord is working everything out for Israel. And when we see all these prophecies line up and begin to come to pass in order, just like we're getting in order, we're lining up. The Lord is, that's how you know he's at the door. All right, our salvation is at the door. You see him pushing the MOTB. Right? A lot of major prophecies are coming to pass. So one of the last major prophecies is the MOTB, right? Famine, or really famine, the MOTB, World War III, and the Chariots, man. But you're going to start seeing the Chariots in the midst, because the Lord said what? The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. All right? And he put the Chariots there for to watch, to deliver, to keep, and ultimately to boost our faith boosters, and the sign of our deliverance. All right, this is Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. All right, and that's happening, man. Lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, blood moons, blue moons, what they call them, asteroids, right? Chariots popping up, and there's signs in the sun and in the moon. So the signs represent what? The signs of the let me get this real quick. All right, this is the word for sign. It says an indication ceremonially or supernaturally, man, meaning the Most High intervening, making it happen, sending the angels to bring His word to pass. All right, and His word represents what? The prophecies, the signs. What else? It says a sign, a mark, a token that by which a person or thing is distinguished from others and is known, just like Esau. Um, in the prophecies, man, that's the sign. The prophecies distinguish the elect from the false prophets, and it distinguishes the Lord, right, from these false gods. A sign, prodigy, portent, an unusual occurrence. See, something that people ain't used to. Transcending the common course of nature. Man, supernatural, all right? That's what he call a supernatural event. Of signs portending remarkable events soon to happen. Man, ain't that something? So it's a sign um, of miracles and wonders by which Yahweh authenticates the men sent by him, and that's going to be put on the elect as well. And the prophecies are going to back us up from the word to back up the words we're speaking, or by which men prove that the cause of they are pleading is Yahweh's. Well, certain miracles the elect are gonna do. But yeah, man, the first two definitions fit perfectly, man. A signs portending remarkable events to soon happen. All right, and that's what's about to happen, man. Remarkable events. It says what? And these stars aligning, these chariots, a fireball. They said it was. It looked like a fireball at night, and there was many of them, and they was meeting up and stuff. All right. I saw another video. He said the fireball went up into the sky and met up with another one, and then those two met up, went from the right to the left, and they met up with another chariot. All right, in the same place. So, and you heard the lady, she was trying to call it a drone, but nah, they've been seeing those same type of sightings before 2006. In 2006 is when they passed a law to allow people to fly their drones up into the sky, in air traffic. So it's not a drone, it can't be a Chinese lantern, as they always like to say, because this was being controlled and it stayed up in the sky for a long time, for like an hour, they said. So yeah, man, that was a chariot. It had to be. All right, and they're gonna see many more of those, because we in that time, man. All right, and there's in Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. See, the Most High is doing this as a signal, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations and perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, man. So it can be weather events, confusion upon earth. Why? Because the Lord Most High, through Yahweh Shai, is controlling it. It's kindling the fire before He arrives. All right, on the earth, going to be distress of nations, and signs going to be in the sun, moon, and the stars, man. All right. Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. You see that? So men's heart going to be failing them for fear, man. That means they're going to lose everything they got faith in. Their idols. They're going to cast away their idols in that day. The scriptures say that. All right? And they're going to be having heart attacks, strokes, passing the hell out. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory, right? Because the time of Jacob's trouble is going to be at hand, and the Lord going to deliver his elect out of it, all right? That's like a refiner turning up the fire as he's purifying the gold or silver one last time. And when these things begin to come to pass, all right, we're seeing all the things begin to come to pass. He said these are just the beginning of sorrows. When you see them begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. All right, ultimately, he's really talking about the MOTB. That's the last sign. But he did say in the scriptures right here, when you shall see part of these signs pass, the beginning. All right, when you shall see the signs in the sun, moon, and stars, distress upon earth amongst the nations, like what do you call it, economic collapse, and everything you see today building up. The Lord said, look up, because our salvation is drawing nigh. All right. This right here says, verse 29, I'm going to read this real fast. And he spake to them a parable, or a mystery. That's what this is about. That's what they said, guess the mystery, it just be a mystery what that was. It's a mystery, it's a parable. All right. And when they see it, they still not going to understand. And he spake to them a parable. Behold, the fig tree. The fig tree represents prophecies, all right? Just like the almond tree. It said the almond tree budding, that represents the prophecies coming to pass, all right? So this right here, it says what? Behold, the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, just like the almond tree, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand, right? You can tell this springtime or summertime is coming up. When they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. So likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of Yahweh is nigh at hand. Man, meaning he almost got the elect fully numbered. All right, the Lord is looking for a certain number that he's longing for. And that's it. Once that's done, because he said the kingdom of heaven is within you, and our reward is with Yahweh Shai. So once he shows up, that's it. Once the elect number is reached to get this truth, that's it, man. It's over. All right, the marriage is going to happen. All right, Mark 4 and 9. And he said unto them, he that had ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was all alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked him the parable. So you have another parable. The word parable just means what? A mystery or a simile or a dark saying, all right? Like a riddle. And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of Yahweh, man. Because the kingdom is within you and it's at hand. And when you see these signs, look up. And only the elect are going to be doing such, looking for the deliverance. These Jakes and these heathens. You see that guy was Mexican. He's part of the tribe of Issachar. All right. And then, what was her name? UFO Katie, whatever her name was. It's so much from UFO Jane or something. All right. She think it's little green men going to show up. So they're going to be bugged out, man. Like they in some damn sci-fi movie. Brother from Watchmen Philadelphia camp, Mayaka Allah, he just sent me a video in the chat. War of the Worlds is coming out, a new one called Annihilation. And that's what the Lord's showing up to do, annihilate. Not coming to talk. The Chariots ain't coming to say, take me to your leader. They showing up to destroy some shit and to deliver. That's in the scriptures. But what? He said, unto you is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of Yahweh. So when we see those chariots, They're identified. They're not UFOs to us. All right, those are IFOs, identifiable flying objects, or IFCs, identifiable flying chariots. All right. So yeah, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of Yahweh, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables, man. That seeing they may see. So in these times they see it happening, and what, and not perceive. See, they can't understand it. All right, that word perceive means what? To turn the eyes, the mind, the attention to anything. To perceive, notice, discern. All right, discover. So they cannot discern the times, man. They cannot discern or understand what the hell is going on. All right. Now it says that they're gonna remain in the congregation of the dead. That's what the Lord said. And if somebody's dead, they're non-responsive, or they are not alert to the opportunity that's being presented to them, called salvation. All right. That seeing they may see and not perceive. They can't understand what they're seeing. And hearing they may hear and not understand. See, so, you know, same way they won't be able to understand what they see with their eyes or hear with their ears. When they hear us out in the streets teaching, or they hear it online. Lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. And all right, so the Lord doesn't want to forgive them. They're not set up to be forgiven until they come back on this earth as children in the kingdom. All right. But the Lord said He's gonna wipe away every tear, and He's gonna destroy death. And how He's gonna do that? By making all Israel perfect. Scripture say, "Thus all Israel shall be saved." But the Lord's gonna start with the first fruits, just like any tree or any branch. It starts with a few fruit first. When the fruit begins to bud, just like the almond tree, just like a fig tree, just like the elect of Israel, just like the prophecy. All right, so the Lord's dealing with the first fruits of harvest first that He's going to pluck for the harvest. He got the early and the latter rain. All right, that represents the spring, and then you got fall. That represents the elect, first fruits, and then ultimately the rest of the nation of Israel and the kingdom. You know. So yeah, man, that's what the Lord is tilling and laboring for, to present a glorious kingdom to the Father, our Father Yahweh. So He's gonna send them chariots. All right. He says a mystery though, so they can't understand it. That's why the guy was like, I didn't know what I was looking at. You know, it was like a mystery. They kept saying it. Isaiah 31:5, as birds flying, man, they're gonna be in formation, right? Flying freely in the sky. So will Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai of armies, the Lord of armies, defend Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim represents the elect today, the city of peace. All right, the Lord's scripture say, ye shall be called the city of God. Talking about the person, you're going to be called a citizen. He said, ye are no longer strangers, but fellow citizens now. All right, in the temple of our Lord, city of New Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, the city of peace. Defending also, so you're going to be defending. How is He going to defend Israel? By destroying the wicked, destroying the ones that are setting the trap in their army. All right, there's going to be war in heaven. Revelations 12. War of the worlds, man. Defending also, He will deliver it, and passing over, He will preserve it, man. That's going to be our new Passover. You're going to have two Passovers in the kingdom. We're going to celebrate the old one from Egypt, and then you have a new Passover, where the Lord's going to pass over the actual individuals that are the elect and deliver them in their household. All right. So I'm gonna end it with this because you see they was calling it fire. All right, like a fireball. Well, we know them as chariots of fire. All right. Now we know um the believers of the scripture in the Old Testament have seen, and in the New Testament they saw chariots of fire. All right. 2 Kings 6 and let me see, verse 15. Now this is an account that happened in the 8th century BC during the time of Elisha. All right, after Elijah was taken up by these same chariots, um, uh, Elijah was being surrounded by the king of Syria, which was Ben Hadad. All right, Ben Hadad. Now, this king was coming up against Elisha, and let's just read it and let's see what happened. Verse 15. And when the servant of the man of Yahweh was risen early, see, it was one of his servants that was the man of God was Elisha, and going forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? See, he ain't have no faith. Just like when Yahweh Shai was on the boat and that storm rose up, and he told them, ye of little faith, because they weren't, and that was an act of stoicism, man, being stoic, all right, being still in a fearful moment and trusting in the Lord, all right, being still, unmovable, like a pillar, all right. So the Lord is moving us into that spirit of hardness, into that spirit of stoicism, like almost a numbness to this world, dead to the world. So it says here, so he told this man, this servant, hey man, you need to have faith because there's chariots all around you. All right. The Lord said that the angels of the Lord are encamped around them that fear him. You got to think about that. Somebody's setting up camp around you. All right. They encampeth they, angels, that the Lord is going to give charge over you according to Psalms 91. All right. Verse 15. And when the servant of the man of Yahweh was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? All right, just like us, we represent that servant in a way, going forth to meet the Lord. And we ask the Lord, just like Ezra, woe is me, who shall deliver us in that day? Because we know Yahweh Shai going to do it, though. All right. And he's answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them, man. So we got to know that there's more with us. The heavens are more, and this earth, this realm is as a grain of sand. So there's more with us than that be with them, man. All right. So there's more chariots, more power with us, man. Through Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, more angels. All right, through righteousness. And Elisha, so that's the type of faith we gotta have, man. Just like King David had when Goliath, and Esau that Goliath today. Spiritually. Well, and the rock that we're throwing at the temple is Yahweh Shai. All right, throwing at the head of the warrior, So now it says Elijah and Elisha prayed, man, and said, Yahweh, I pray thee. See, I was going to take faith in that day, man, to pray to the Most High. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So how can you pray to him if you don't know his name? I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. See that? So the Lord got to open our eyes to be able to see it. Other than that, they're going to be in darkness. They're looking right at the chariot, don't know what the heck it is. Or just not even see the chariots, you know, when they arrive. But the Lord said, what? Blessed are those that believe without seeing. And then when them chariots show up and we see it, we're going to go even more crazy, giving him praise, giving the Lord praise. It's going to be a bad, dark time, man. I pray that he open his eyes that he may see, man. So man, his eyes weren't open to be able to see what he was looking at spiritually. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man. All right, so back then, the Lord opened this man's eyes physically so he can see the chariots around him. Angels and chariots could be all around you, and you just don't know it. You know, you might feel their energy, feel their vibe, feel their presence in the wind. You know, you might feel their presence. Then you look up and the chariot right there moving. All right, or you might meet a person and they could be an angel. You just don't know it. And Elisha prayed and said, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. Full of it. Full of chariots, man. Can't imagine that. It was like a war of the worlds again, you know? Sheesh, man. All them chariots fighting for us against the Syrians, Ben-Hadad. He said, full of horses and chariots of fire round about. That's why the Lord said that thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, man. All right? And that's just it, man. So he opened his eyes to see it, and the chariots was right there full of horses, man. That horse represents power, just like horsepower, or something that's ridden by a rider. And chariots of fire round about Elisha. All right, now I'm going to read this real quick. It's a parable speaking about the prophet Elijah, all right? And that left his blessing on Elisha, okay? Or some say Elisha, which, you know, so he left his blessing on him. And Elisha taught double the length of time that Elijah was teaching upon the earth, prophesying. So Rock 48:1. Then stood up Elijah, the prophet, as fire, man, just like us. And his word burned like a lamp. And we standing up, and we burning our lamps, and we trimming our lamps. And we're standing up like a fire, like candles. All right? So the Lord is standing us up. The 7 churches, once again. And this time the word 7 means complete. The complete number of the ones that's going to be called out. He brought a sore famine upon them, and by his zeal he diminished their number, man. All right? So the Lord called fire upon them people, them soldiers, when through the power of Yahweh Shemel was shy, and he brought I think it was a 6-year famine. I can't remember, 6 months or so. Let me check. It was 6 months. Yep, 6-month famine. 3 years and 6 months. All right. So that famine was 3 years and 6 months, man. So, and by the word of Yahweh, he shut up the heaven, and also 3 times brought down fire, man. Okay, upon those soldiers. And Elijah, how wast thou honored in thy wondrous deeds? And who made glory like unto thee? Who didst raise up a dead man from death, and his soul from the place of the dead by the word of the Most High, right? So, and that's just it, man. So he was able to raise the dead as well. The Lord gonna give his elect men that type of power. Now here to the point. Who brought his kings to destruction? All right. And honorable men from their bed. Who heardest the rebuke of the Lord in Sinai and in Horeb, the judgment of vengeance. Who anointed kings to take revenge and prophets to succeed after them? This is Elijah. He set up Elisha, all right, and he anointed the kings. Who was taken up in a whirlwind of fire? So the same way the elect are going to be taken up, man, in the whirlwind, in the chariot, all right, of fire, and in a chariot of fiery horses, man. All right, so those chariots are called chariots of fiery horses, meaning something that can be ridden, all right, or with power, like a car, it has horsepower. All right, yeah, man. So, look at this. All right, so this is right after the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, which is going to consist of the MOTB as well. All right, during the famine or after the famine. Matthew 24:29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. That's a nuclear war and nuclear fallout. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And man, you know. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So the elect are going to see it, and the whole world that are alive are going to see Yahweh Shai as he cracks the clouds and the Shemayim out in the heavens, and that light pierces through the darkness like we see the sun or an asteroid. You're going to see Yahweh Shai approaching and his angels. It's going to be super bright. A band of angels and giant chariots. All right? And it's going to be glory. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet. So we're going to hear the trumpet sounding. So we're going to know it ain't no asteroid or just a planet, you know? And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And they're going to go, the Lord going to send out his angels in them chariots, and they're going to gather up the elect from all over the four corners of the earth and bring them to him, okay? You know, so it says now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all things be fulfilled. All right. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.